Yes, Columbus, an Experience Columbus podcast, keeping you in the know on what's happening in the capital city. Named a top 10 culinary destination in the world and a top 10 best big city in the U.S. by Condé Nast, we invite you to uncover what's new and what's next for our city. Join iHeartMedia's Boxer and Sarah Towns, Experience Columbus's Chief Marketing and Innovation Officer, as they connect with in-the-know guests, providing you with endless ideas for exploring Columbus. By the end of each episode, you'll be asking yourself, can all of this really exist in one city? Yes, Columbus. Well, hello and welcome back to Yes, Columbus, an Experience Columbus podcast. This is where we shine a spotlight on people, places, and moments shaping the culture of our city. I'm Boxer, along with my co-host, Sarah. Sarah, good to have you back. Welcome to episode 2?
Well, thank you, Boxer. That's right. We are so excited to be recording our latest season inside the brand new Columbus Welcome Center right here in the heart of the Short North Arts District. Each episode, we shine a spotlight on the people, places, and moments shaping the future of our city. And today's episode continues with our A Celebration of Us series, highlighting some of the incredible milestone moments happening this year in Columbus.
I love it. And this is a big one, too. Today, we're talking about a place that has been at the heart of Columbus's food scene for generations. The North Market, I can't believe, is celebrating 150 years in business. So we're joined by Rick Wolf, who's the executive director of the North Market, who leads both downtown and Bridge Park locations, plays a key role in shaping its future while also honoring its legacy. Rick, welcome to the Yes Columbus podcast, sir.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
So before we dive into today's conversation, Rick and Sarah, I want to start with our headliner segment, which we always do. This is where we highlight a recent accolade or exciting moment for Columbus. Rick, did you know that Columbus has been named one of America's next great food cities by Food and Wine?
I believe I did. Yeah, I need to know things like that. I'm in the biz, but
You're in the biz.
Yes,
and it's pretty awesome.
I did see that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you're contributing to that. When you think about that recognition, it really speaks to the depth and creativity of our food scene and the places that have helped shape it over time.
Exactly, Sarah. I don't think there's a better example of that than North Market. I mean,
completely agree.
Right?
I'm going to agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's a place that's been supporting local vendors, launching small businesses, bringing people together around food for 150 years. There's no debate.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And Rick, we're so glad you're here. For listeners who may not be as familiar, can you give us the big picture? What makes North Market so special, and how has it become such a cornerstone of the Columbus community?
Well, we are the last of originally 4 public markets in Columbus. So there was an east, a west, a north, and I guess a south. So we're the last remaining one.
Wow.
And 150 years. I like to say, whether you're live in the community, live in Central Ohio, or you're a tourism convention hotel, that when you walk in the market, it is Columbus. You see who lives in this city, and that's people from all over the world. And so I really think we are Columbus when you walk in that door and you get a feel for the city.
So much diversity in the food scene, and it's just a great way to get acquainted with our community and the just diverse landscape that we represent. But what does it mean to you to be leading an organization with this kind of history and legacy?
It is by far I'm the most proud of this of anything I've done. I've done a few things along the way before I ended up in Columbus, or back in Columbus actually. But it's a great honor, and it was not an easy job to get. I will say that it was a long process, but I'm
pretty
glad.
competitive.
Was I, or was it? Oh, it was. Allegedly, 400 people applied for this.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
And this is, I've been there 13 years, by the way. This is my 13th anniversary. It will be in May.
Well,
which
congratulations.
Feels
Happy
like
anniversary.
some days of the week. But I was there since the beginning. But yes, it was a very competitive thing, and it took quite a bit of time. And it was me. So it's a great honor, and yeah, a great honor.
Rick, I don't have to tell you, Sarah, you either, the North Market, you live here long enough and you see the evolution, you see changes over the years. Not just, I mean, there's disruption in everything, but I guess I wanted to ask you, how do you approach balancing a rich history of 150 years like the North Market while continuing to, you still have to grow and you have to innovate?
Sure. Number one, that's why we're the last of 4 markets remaining, because we did evolve over time. You know, it burned down the first 1876 and 1948. That building burned to the ground.
Wow.
We're not going. The city was not going to rebuild. The merchants pooled their money and built a Quonset hut. So I grew up here 3 to 18 and then left for a lot of other places and then came back about 14 years ago. So when I was a kid, the Quonset hut was there. Then I came back in 95. That building was dated, needed a lot of love. City and the nonprofit put together a plan to buy 59 Spruce, which is our current home. So we evolved to stay alive. And what we're doing right now is exactly that once again, the evolution, the expansion, the merchant building. That's the next chapter, and that's why we will always be around.
Well, and you're not just leading the one location downtown, you're also guiding the vision for the Bridge Park location. So how do those spaces complement each other while still staying true to that kind of North Market identity?
To me, it was all about expanding the mission. And honestly, I don't think public markets, there's not a lot left in America. Ohio actually having West Side Market, Cleveland, Findlay, and Cincy and us. I don't know there's another state in the country that actually has 3 remaining. So we are a bit of a thing of the past, you know, that was happening in the 50s when supermarkets and, you know, in the olden days, the market was everything. That's where else were you going to get things? There wasn't, you know, a grocery store, so to speak. So Bridge Park is an expansion of our mission, which is to incubate, support local independent business. So another location, that's 18 stalls up there. That's 18 more businesses, small businesses we can incubate. So, and the other piece of it was Dublin folks, you know, they may not come to downtown Columbus that often. Not mad at them. So what do? We take a market to them. So,
and that's been pretty successful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Bridge Park is a very vibrant, lots of stuff going on. You know, beautiful places to sit and hang out, parks, and so it's been great for us and great for the mission.
I'm just going to ask one question. So, how much overlap is there between vendors in North Market downtown versus Bridge Park?
Good question.
I'd say it's less than a third. Off the top of my head, probably. Yeah, I mean, there's a handful, and the reason for that is part of what we hope for these businesses is to expand.
Sure.
And so they prove themselves downtown and vice versa, by the way. Holy Crepes was a guy that started in Bridge Park, was killing it, and he said, I really want to be downtown.
My son's favorite, by the way.
And I mean, they've been around a year or two up in Bridge Park. So this is, a lot of them want to be both places, but I don't want full duplication. But sometimes it makes sense, and some of them have come from up there to downtown and vice versa.
Well, and definitely a reason to visit both.
That's right, and we want to keep it that way also, that it's not full duplication of either thing.
Makes perfect sense.
So I have to make you go to both. That's right.
That's good. That's good.
Rick, I know I'm really interested, and for those listening to the podcast, you've had a pretty interesting journey from brand development in LA to launching your own food truck to now leading North Market for the past 13 years. How has that background shaped you? When you think about food, community, and experience, and if you don't mind elaborating a little bit about your background.
Yeah, and I'll let you buy my memoir when that comes out. So I'm just gonna give you a piece.
It's not part of your 13th anniversary,
and that's called The Sounds of No Hands Clapping. I born in New York. My family, we moved here. They were from here originally. Moved here 3 years old. 3 to 18. Grew up Grandview area. And then went to the University of Cincinnati. I will date myself right now. Left in '88, and I would have never come back to the 1988 Columbus.
Okay.
No offense.
Why is that?
It just, I mean, that so much has the growth, the diversity, all the things. It just wasn't. I mean, I enjoyed
wasn't
growing.
there yet.
No,
Wasn't
it wasn't
there
there
yet.
yet. And some of it was there. I'm
Yeah,
not, but I mean,
yeah.
I went to Rigsby's for prom when Kent was the only thing down here, right where it was across the street. So, I lived close, but this was a very different neighborhood. But it just wasn't. I wanted to do other things. Went to UC, then got a job in Chicago, Cole Haan. I've been mostly in the footwear biz that career. Cole Haan moved me to. They said, "You want to go to New York or California?" I said, "I grew up in New York. I want to go to Cal. I always wanted to go to California."
Yeah.
Went to San Fran. Downsized, and then I got a job with moved to LA, which is I realized very quickly really where I wanted to be. San Francisco is a great place to visit. Glad I lived there, but wasn't for me living wise. I didn't move to California to be cold. And then so I went down to LA, and then the long haul I was in LA, and I worked for Skechers, running all the non-Skechers. We had a lot of licenses and other brands that didn't have Skechers on it, and I ran that division from design to marketing to sales, sort of president of that division. And then the great recession rolls along, and they eliminated all my brands, and I hit the road, traveled for a couple of years, trying to figure out where I wanted to be next.
Yeah.
This story is actually getting to the end and to something, but I kind of was done with LA. I still had my place. I rented it out. Lived in the Bahamas. Lived in London a little bit. What was next? And clearly nobody was hiring in 2009 and 10. It was a little tough out there. But I came back to visit friends in Columbus, and I hadn't been back often. Really, no family remaining here. Very little, I should say, in case they were listening. There's a few left. But I came back. I'm like, wow, things have. I mean, my buddy went to Miranova. And what were the restaurant at the time that was still in there? We went from the airport to over there. And I'm like, holy moly! Look at this big old high rise living place. And then he brought me over to, I think it was Sushi Rock. Maybe it was over here, right down the street. And there was a lot happening. And I said, huh. And I missed my friends, and I still have the same friends here that I've had my entire lifetime, and a lot of new great ones also had that. And I said, and I maybe it's time for me to. I feel like there's opportunity here. And then I'll get to the end of this story. The food truck scene was just starting to happen in 09, 10 in LA. And I wasn't finding a job. And I 2 years off and sort of
Needed to do
kicking
something.
the can around the world. Needed to do something. Needed to make a living again. And I had a couple ideas of opening a business and doing something in Columbus while keeping my place in LA because I wasn't sure. And I chose the food truck thing. That really wasn't happening here. So bought a food truck in LA, had it shipped out here, and I did that. The end of this story is if I wouldn't have done that, I don't think North Market should have hired me. I had a corporate background. I knew branding, I knew design, I knew things like that. I always loved food and bev, but I owned a small business. I owned a food truck, which was the worst and the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and it gives me PTSD to even talk about this. It was called the Cheesy Truck, and it was a grilled cheese, and it was wrapped like a Louis Vuitton bag. If you could Google it.
I love it. I will. Okay.
I think I sold the brand and the truck to some folks that ended up doing a bunch of trucks after, I did about a year and change.
Yeah.
And then, but I think that is very important that I understand what it is to be a small business person. And there's nothing harder. And I'm not doing it again. So I have a lot of admiration and respect for all these merchants and farmers and makers that I work with, that we work with. That's a tough life. But you know what? We've got some great people doing it.
Yeah.
There you
What
have
a
it.
story.
What a
No,
cool
I wanted to know
background.
your
Yeah, there's other
background.
stuff in between. There's probably, that we can do the part deux someday. So
I didn't realize you had a background in footwear. I do as well in my retail days prior to coming to Destination. So we'll have to.
And then we some apparel and some accessories, but
Yeah.
it was mostly footwear for me my entire career. Yep.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Well, you've talked a lot about North Market, small business incubator. North Market is really more than just food. It's a community.
Yes.
So how do you see that coming to life on a daily basis?
Well, it's a great question. I mean, we have certainly we still have the fresh component, which is the most important. That's the the produce and fresh fish and the butcher and fresh flowers and the cheesemonger. That's the most important thing to keep us a public market. And also a great thing, we're having 160 some apartments that are going to have an elevator that can come downstairs and buy a head of lettuce and a piece of fish. So
love
that's
that.
very important to our what I call microeconomy. And then you have the prepared, which we've evolved. There is more prepared than there once was. And people, oh, that guy turned it into a food hall. Well, here's how it goes. I don't decide what is in there, quite honestly. It's the guest. It's you. It's the community. It's the convention folk. And if we had, in the old days, there's maybe 5 butchers, 3 produce. 50% of our business is tourism and convention. And
Wow.
And I mean, it's a huge deal,
Oh,
and
yeah,
has
we
been, and it's
send
only
everybody
and it's
over. Yeah.
only you do, and
Yeah.
it's only growing, by the way. And where they come over, 50% or so of them are that. They're not buying a head of lettuce to take back to the hotel room. They might buy some flowers, maybe, but they're not buying hamburger patties. So we have to make sure we have something for everybody. And that would be the prepared food side of things. So, but we still have that fresh component. We still have, obviously very important, we still the prepared food, the gift, confections, and, we have ice cream, we have bakeries. We have actually more bakeries than we've had in a long time. So that's how it comes together.
Rick, so just to, first of all, I'm overwhelmed by the data that you just dropped because I didn't know that 50% of your traffic is tourism.
And I will say during this construction period, it's probably been more. And that is, look, it's been tough down here. It's the parking lot is gone. You can park about 45, 50 seconds longer in the garage.
Yeah.
But it's change, it's disruption. So the big thing is we need to get the community feeling comfortable coming back. Those people around, and I'm not saying they're not coming, but we need to get that back in full force.
Yeah.
So really, tourism convention during this construction period has been vital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And
more and more things are happening over here across the street, and that's great for all of us.
that's incredible. For the vendors, I'm thinking this is probably where your biggest role is as far as a mentor. Many of them, we've talked a little bit, are small businesses, first-time entrepreneurs. What role does North Market play in supporting and elevating them?
And that's what we're there for. Yeah. So when someone comes to us, and we have a large stack of folks that want to be in the market in Bridge Park and downtown, and we go through that, and there's some amazing ideas in there. And then the next step is a business plan. And some of these folks never put a business plan together either. So if I see something great come through, I'm like, oh, that's a good concept. That's something we don't have. That's unique. I like, but this person, a lot of artists die poor. A lot of creative folks don't understand the business side of things. So we also want to be there to assist them on how to build a business. And I have a board of directors. We're a nonprofit. And I have people of all disciplines from around Columbus, all sorts of different companies. So we have a good support system in place to help these small businesses take that idea and maybe make it into a business. So I think that's something that we do really well, is sort of, we see something, and then next thing, how do we get you there?
I love that. I didn't realize you got involved in the small business, kind of helping them develop
Absolutely.
a business plan and setting them up for success.
I've sat with people that don't understand what cost of goods is. I'm like, well, that's going to be something we're going to talk about right now, because you will not be here very long if you do not understand that concept.
Business 101.
And that's, and if, like
That's
I said,
awesome.
there's a lot of great concepts out there, and they just need that help and that
support.
boost and that support. Yep.
Well, I do think that's really what makes Columbus so special, that sense of collaboration and support for local businesses. What is it about the city that allows places like the North Market to thrive for 150 years?
Wow. Well, again, I think the city of Columbus is my landlord and great partner. So that has been crucial over the years. The market was city-run and city-owned up until the 80s, and the nonprofit took over. So the city's been crucial in helping us along to keep us around. But obviously the community, it's folks have come from everywhere for all of that time and supported us, that just doesn't happen in other cities. So it really is about the people. And there's no shortage of, like I said, good businesses to have in the market. But, we get $1 million, $1.5 million in a good year walking through that door. And, that's a pretty good place to be when you got that many people walking through the door.
Gosh,
So,
pretty
but
impressive.
it's you, it's the people that are hopefully listening to this. That's what keeps us alive. And we continue to evolve. I never want it to be stale or boring. Everything has a shelf life, I say. And even including myself. And when this milk starts to spoil, it's time for the next person to take over. But that's also, we need to keep newness in the building. And that's what the most exciting time to me when a new business is opening, because people, we get good press like this. Thank you. And someone, I got to go down. I haven't been for a while. Shoot, I need to go down and try that. And that brings them back. Or like we're doing the 150th beer, which is we're unveiling. Well, I think that's today or yesterday. I got to go down there and try that North Market beer now. So we got to give them a reason to keep coming.
Yeah,
newness is newness, and change is part of that.
Yeah, well, I certainly feel that way. Especially now being in this location, it's so convenient.
Yeah, I walked over here. I was
it's
I'm 5 minutes
great.
away from here.
So go to the Experience Columbus Welcome Center.
Absolutely,
and then visit the
5
North
minutes.
Market.
Come see us for lunch, dinner.
But always something new.
Yeah,
for sure.
well, that's key. Yeah.
So what are you excited about as you think about the future of the North Market? Obviously, you just highlighted huge development going on. There's a little tiny building, popping up over there that's really changing our skyline. So tell us about that and what do we have to look forward
obviously, I've been working on this almost since the day I started this project. And just luckily, the city liked my idea, and here we are. It took obviously a little bit to get where we are, but I've been working on this. So for me to cut a ribbon with someone and finally have that, it's going to be very special. So there's that, and that's getting close, obviously. But that's where it begins. We have 7 new businesses that are going to be in the expansion. We're working on that. We announced one. Got some really exciting chefs around town that you all know who they are. I'm talking to they've never done anything with us with the market. That's really exciting to me. Those are things that are works in progress. But really just getting this, here's the thing, when this is finished, which is soon, people will, and it's been disruptive and painful.
Sure.
More for some than others. But when it's done, you a little bit into it, you go, like that was always there. You won't know that wasn't, that we didn't have that. So I look forward to that day.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of excitement and good change that is happening now, and we're getting close to completion. So.
And what is your kind of general timeline? I know construction.
Yeah, no.
You can
I'm always willing to at least throw something out
Yeah.
there. I feel our expansion piece, we'll have 15,000 square feet joining the 2 buildings together, 59 Spruce, the existing, to the Merchant Building, which is the hotel, apartments, club, all that business. I feel we will have a fair amount of our part finished this year.
Awesome.
Upstairs is the dedicated community space, private event space that could be used for lots of different things. I believe we can probably have a fair amount done by end of year. And then Q1 27, it's all done.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I just said that out loud. So
Gonna hold you to it, Rick.
I'm speaking for the developer as well. Sure.
No pressure, no
Something
pressure,
like
Rick.
that, let's just say.
Rick,
We're close.
as part of the 150th celebration, there's obviously a lot of excitement, but especially about the Merchant Building.
Yes.
This is so highly anticipated. What can you share with us about what's coming and what people should be excited about?
Yeah, obviously, we didn't try to finish this building and a 150th anniversary on purpose, but it just kind of worked out that way. So, and that's okay. As I just mentioned, our beer, 1876 North Market Lager, that is out. I think the bar wasn't open yet when I was over there today. So first thing I'm going to do is head to the bar. That's work, yes, to make sure the beer, and that's going to be a barrel and bottle over there. Seventh Son is doing that with us up at Market Bar, Vinoteca, which is our bar and retail up there. That's the first thing. We have 150th anniversary cheese with I like cheese. I had a grilled cheese truck. Yeah, so Black Radish, our cheesemonger.
favorite.
We did love the Black Radish. We have a 150th anniversary cheese. It's not 150 years
I was
old.
just gonna ask
I
that.
know. I beat you to it. Ryan Vessler and I are pals. Homage. He and I are doing a shirt together. He's doing a shirt for
cool.
me. So
Yeah.
sort of a limited edition homage, a little collection capsule. All sorts of fun things. We've got new TV spots. You're gonna have to hear me. You don't have to see me. At least I just did the
You're the
voiceover.
voiceover?
I did.
was gonna
I didn't
say.
stick my face in this one. I've done that before, but not this time. So we've got new TV spots, new print ads, all fun stuff you'll see all over town and on the TVs and the internets. So
Yeah, and Rick, by the way, side note, you do have a great voice.
You do.
yeah, well, you're very kind, both of you.
You
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do. The man
like I
of-
said, my podcast is the sound of no hands clapping. I just haven't got it off the ground yet. I'll invite you to. So
You are the man of many adventures and talents.
there's
I mean,
yeah.
really.
That's it. I'm a man of hobbies. Yes.
Hey, as we start to wrap up here and wind down, Rick, we're going to have a little fun. Not that we haven't already, but rapid fire Columbus edition. Are we ready, guys?
We're ready.
Ready? All right,
Good.
let's do this. Now,
Okay.
Rick, you have talked about cheese a lot through this podcast.
okay.
But what's your current, outside of cheese, what's your current hyper-fixation meal at the market right now? Like what dish are you craving that's there right now?
Let's see. I've been getting a lot of the pastries from Littleton's. I'm a
me
snacker,
too.
quite
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
So,
same.
And I cook. I have a place in Hocking Hills I spend. I do a lot of grilling, so I do a great deal of cooking. So the butcher, the fishmonger, Colo. I buy a lot of fish from Ian. So a little all over the place.
Yeah.
More the fresh side of things and some baked goods. How about that?
That's a great
Yeah,
answer.
and a lot of cheese. Yeah, we covered that.
Always cheese
Yeah,
is part of that.
that's the cheese. Yep.
So what's the one must-try bite for a first-time visitor to the North Market?
Oh God, I get into trouble with this one because somebody hears this. You didn't mention me.
Right.
I will. I think that Hoyos is such an important story, and they're such a lovely family. And when I brought Hoyos, because that was one, oftentimes I seek out businesses. It's not just that stack and we let you in. I see or think, I want to go check that out and try to bring that to the market. And that's what I did with Hoyos, and drove up to once or whatever way up north where they were, and I brought them downtown, and people said no one's gonna eat Somalian food downtown.
Oh, everybody loves
And
it.
here's
Yeah.
the thing. That's right. And so a lot of people that weren't, because they didn't go to those communities where these
course.
places are, and that's we have amazing cuisine here. Sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone to where it is. But when we bring it into the market, I think it just sort of normalizes it.
Yeah.
And the success story there. And if you've never had it, you're like, what? It's a real treat, and they're a great family that runs that business. So I always got to give them their props, because not only did it work, but it's worked very well and turned a lot of people on to something they would have never tried before.
Yeah, we love it too. Great salads, by the way.
Yes.
Love the sambusa.
Yeah, you can go healthy or not healthy. That's your choice. Yes,
the
that's
salad
right.
and the
So
right.
true.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good.
Yep.
Rick, what's a classic Columbus experience that you love?
What's a classic? So that's a great one. I love Franklin Park Conservatory. My as a child, I always enjoyed going there. My parents were gardeners and such. So for me, as far as sort of the things here, I always like going to Franklin Park. And then they've done so much since I was a kid over there with all the other stuff outside. But that's a great experience. And hey, I'll even give, us market folk, East Market over there, Brad DeHaze, visit them. He's doing
That's
a great
also a
job.
great
Walk over
experience.
from Franklin
Absolutely.
Park. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all in this together.
Yeah. Well, one last thing.
Sure.
What are you saying yes to in Columbus this season?
Oh my gosh, I'm saying yes to getting out more and getting out of my building.
I like that.
I mean, I haven't taken a left in a while. No offense to Short North. I've got stuff going on down here a couple blocks, but walking up here to your place, I'm like, I need to take a left more.
that's
So I
awesome.
need to say yes to getting my ass out a little more
Okay,
of the market. So.
Well, I know you said Hocking Hills. Do you have a place nearby you can
I
just
do.
walk?
I live downtown, but I
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did drive here from the Hocking Hills this morning. It's just I like to wake up with birds.
Sure.
Not so we don't have
It's
birds
great.
in Columbus, but not like I have. So it's not far. But,
It's gotta be a great
No, but
way-
I live downtown. Yes, as well.
I was just wondering that because you seem like the type who would just rather walk to work.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
a mile. Yeah, I'm a mile from here. So and
That's perfect.
Yes.
Well, Rick, look, we got to wrap up. We want to thank you so much for joining us. You have been so much fun. 150 years, too, of the North Market.
I don't look a day of it, do I? Thank you very much.
That's an incredible milestone. And I just keep thinking about what you said about the 1988 Columbus versus the 2026 and how you must have been blown away when you finally did come back.
Absolutely.
I think that's great.
And it's only gotten better in my 13, 14 years back. So
Yeah.
and I'm happy to be a part of that.
Well, we're happy that you're here, that you're playing a pivotal role in this, and it's exciting to see how it continues to evolve while staying true to its roots. Of course, I'm talking about the North Market, but to learn more about the North Market and all of its vendors, just visit northmarket.org. And for more great ways to experience Columbus, just head to experiencecolumbus.com. We thank you once again for listening to Yes Columbus, and we'll see you next time. Take care, Rick.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Rick.
Take care.
That's a wrap on this week's episode of Yes Columbus, an Experience Columbus podcast. Tune in next week as we take you on a tour of what's new, what's hot, and what makes Columbus a city on the rise.